Hi, everybody, and welcome to our very first Ministry Spotlight interview. These are some things we're going to start doing semi-regularly to talk about some of the different ministries in the conference. In the long run, we'd love to be talking to pastors and churches, youth pastors, men's ministries, leaders, all those kind of things, and just spotlight some of the different ministries in our conference and in our conference churches. I thought a great place for us to start would be with some of our own conference ministry directors. And so today we've got with us our Discipleship Ministries Director, Jake Bunn. I'm sure most everybody knows you, but Jake, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. A little bit about myself is I'm actually originally from North Carolina. Went to school at Emmanuel, and I came out to Amarillo through free camp. That's how I got here. I've been here since 2010, and so it's just been a joy to be out here, and just recently taken Discipleship Ministry Director, and so all the hard work you put into it over a good amount of time, now we're able to plug in, and the challenges you put forth is just let's move this thing to the next level, and so that's what we're about, and that's what we're seeing happen in small steps, but man, they're steps.
Yeah. Well, we're really excited because really, we're here in April, and it's only been kind of 6 months since all of us have shifted around to different positions and things like that. And we're really excited for what God's doing. He's doing a lot in discipleship ministry. Some of the people might not know really what is the role of discipleship ministries in a conference.
Right. Well, just to elaborate a little bit on that, discipleship ministry is not just to one particular demographic or one particular age group. It is for the entire demographic. It is for all ages. And so the young guys all the way up to the guys who are about to be with Jesus in heaven, we're watching these guys grow. And the key thing here is it is very important to recognize how multi-generational, each generation feeding into each other in the discipleship track. And so at no point are you too young, and at no point are you too old. Both are very important moving forward.
That's good. That's good. So you've been in discipleship ministries about 6 months and trying to improve. And there's plenty of room for improvement for the things that I did, but you put together a board. Can you tell us a little bit about your board that's helping move that thing forward?
Sure. We got a great board, and it's represented pretty well regionally. And so we're able to get the input from other, not just youth ministries, but many different churches that are involved. And so we have quite the variety there. We have Shanna, who represents this closer area, and she's our only female on the board, but she offers great input and also is very close to the millennials. And so some of the input that she puts in there is just valuable to this team. We have John, that's in the border area. We have Patrick in Diamond, Oklahoma, and we have Brian, who's in the Liberal, Kansas area. So it's very spread out, very much like our conference. And by doing that, it's not only helping just in the area of communication, which we are just constantly working to enhance, but we're also seeing great ideas, creativity. And, as they say, when you combine energy, it's synergy. So that synergetic moving forward, I believe is going to help us make those next steps.
It's great. It's great. Great to see things moving forward. Discipleship Ministries is got a lot of events tied to it. A lot of children's events, youth events, things like that fall under Jake's care. So, Jake, you want to tell them just about our big three that we always participate in every year, starting with summer camp.
Okay, well, the first one being summer camp is coming up June 5th through 8th. And so if you're a youth, if you're age 11 on up and you're interested in camp, please get involved. You will not regret it. We've heard so many great stories, and we've just seen so many kids have amazing experiences that would not have been possible had it not been for this summer camp. And two things that we want to tell them about. One of them is registration, okay? And it is a little bit more, and I mean just a little bit. And it's going from $95 to $100 this year. You will be getting a camp t-shirt for the first time ever. And so now on these shirts, we're going to have a nice little logo that talks about our theme this year, which is moving to the next level. And we're actually going to send something out that explains a little bit on that. But the second thing is sponsorships. And we want to see churches sponsor either youth going to camp or just the overall concept of camp. And so it's $150 for sponsorship that will go on the back of these t-shirts. And we want these youth to see at an early age that these churches care, that these churches want to be supportive to the youth going to camp. They believe in the next generation.
Churches, let me encourage you, even if you can't send young people to camp, please consider making one of those sponsorship donations. These are our kids, as a collective, as a whole, as a conference. Whether they're in your church or not, these are our kids, and they are the future of our conference, the future of our churches. We desperately need to invest in them. So if you would consider one of those $150 sponsorships, whether you're sending kids to camp or not, please consider that. It'd be a valuable, valuable thing to help us move camp forward. Jake, you moved out here for free camp, and free camp's something we love and something that the conference stands behind and supports as well. So tell them a little bit about free camp.
Well, first off, can you believe it's been a decade? I came here as a teenager, have you? I didn't just, wake up one day as a director, but I came as a teenager 10 years ago and forever changed my life. And so it's very important, not just for the kids. I said that intentionally. It's not just important for the kids, but teenagers can get involved in this through the conference, through your churches. And if you're interested, just connect with us. A little bit on the dates coming up. It's going to be July the 8th through the 13th. And so what we do here in Amarillo is the 8th and 9th is team building. And then the 10th through the 13th is where the kids come in. Now those kids are age 8 to 12. And just a little bit of an idea of what you're walking into. You treat free camp very much like a national mission trip. Okay, you prepare for it. You're coming into a different culture, and you have your guys ready. It's very evangelistic in that way, and we're really after seeing barriers broken down. It's not just a poor kids camp. It's lower class. It's middle class, rich kids, all learning from each other, and the value is for all generations: kids, teenagers, adults, all the way across the board, and everybody can play a part in making this camp happen. So that's a little bit about free camp.
It's great. I remember when I was the Discipleship Ministries director, I would get asked a lot, how does your summer camp work with free camp? Do they step on each other because one costs and one doesn't? And it's not that. It's two very different things with very different intentions.
Two missions.
That's right.
Two missions.
Free camp is evangelistic. It's about reaching people that may have never heard about Jesus. Summer camp, we know what we're getting. We're basically getting church kids, but it's a discipleship process. Summer camp is about discipleship, helping those people that do know Jesus grow. And we don't think it has to be either or. We think it's and both. Right. Free camp and summer camp can live together.
Well, we've had conversations before as far as feeding in and feeding out. And so I think very important, for our teenagers, prior to going into these free camps, most of the time we strategically place that camp before free camp, and it turns out to be a great thing. They get fed into, and then they go to free camp, and they're feeding out. Both are vital in your discipleship process.
Absolutely. Churches, I would encourage you also, your youth ministries. Free camp is not just 8 to 12-year-olds. That's who they're ministering to, but you can send a youth team to work free camp.
Yes.
If you ever wanted to send your kids on a missions trip, you know how expensive mission trips can be. Even here in the United States, you can send them here to Amarillo for free for a missions trip kind of weekend. They can come in on the 8th, go through the team building on the 8th and the 9th, then minister to those kids the 10th through the 13th, and I promise your young people will get maximum value out of that. It will be a valuable part of their discipleship and growth.
So you get them here, we'll take care of it from here.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think there was one other summer event. It's called Youth Quest, if you're not familiar with it. It's coming up soon. And the dates for that's going to be July the 23rd through the 26th. And if you're interested in Youth Quest, then just give us a call, contact us, email us, and we'll get you some more information on that. It's going to be in Daytona Beach, Florida, so we're really suffering down there this year. And so if you can't weather the sun, then maybe it's not the trip for you. But if you're interested in that, we'd love to have you. It's $105 for students, and it is $50 only for leaders. And so we're encouraging not only just students, but leaders to go. And love to have you as a part of that. Again, it's part of that discipleship process. We know these teenagers are coming back. These adults, these leaders are coming back rejuvenated and ready to be catalysts in their churches. And we want that to happen in your church.
It's great. We're so excited about everything God's doing in the conference. So excited about Jake and his efforts in Discipleship Ministries. Guys, stay connected to us. We hope you enjoy this first interview for our ministry spotlight. Continue to stay tuned. We're just trying to be informative and keep you updated on everything that's happening and communicate with you better. So stay tuned. Jake, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Any one last thought you'd like to leave with everybody?
Hey guys, let's do this and let's go to the next level.
Amen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Ministry Spotlight interview.